Alright guys, welcome back to God of War 2. Last we met in God of War 2, we had a bit of a frustrating combat section, but we also dealt with the second translator. And, well, now we can head back to the central area to find the next, whatchamacallit, key to the Sisters of Fate temple, or whatever you want to fucking, whatever. But yeah, it's just another one of those kind of, things where we're done. We can go back to the central area and learn about what our next objective is. Because, well, Atropos told us where we have to find the the ashes of the Phoenix and, use it to guide our way. So that's what we're doing. We're going towards the ashes. And I think today's a beefy part. Yeah, today's a 30-minute part today. So I better come up with tangents and come up with them fast. Well, actually, one I can talk about now is one that might piss me off. That pissed me off a little bit because, well, not necessarily pissed me off, but more annoyed the shit out of me. Because the second I pressed render on the last part, well, first off, I mentioned that Dave Bautista was in the talks. Was being talked to about being Kratos in the God of War in the God of War Amazon series after the other actor unfortunately got injured on set. Well, guess what was confirmed right after I finished rendering, or at least what was confirmed right. Like, the second I pressed render, I looked on my phone on Instagram and I see an IGN article that says Dave Bautista is officially Kratos in God of War, and I was like, God fucking damn it, me. I mean, I'm not mad that he is Kratos. In fact, I hope he does good. You know, I hope he I also hope that nothing really changes in terms of the series when it comes to whatchamacallit, fitting for Bautista's his abilities and stuff like that. I mean, and in terms of like stunt work and stuff like that, then again, they have stunt doubles for a reason. So, but it's one of those things where it's like, I'm kind of curious to see how Dave Bautista's gonna handle it, and I wonder, and I'm assuming they're just reshooting all of it, because it would be kind of weird that one episode they have the previous person, I keep forgetting his name, and then the next episode it's Dave Bautista for no reason. I mean, but again, I don't know. That'd be a really half-assed thing to do for them, and I honestly wouldn't put it past them to do that, to half-ass the shit out of something like that, because it is Amazon doing it, but I think Sony's the one who's really more in charge of it. Which also brings up one other thing that I'm kind of shocked about when it comes to the God of War series, is the fact that it's going to be Amazon exclusive, because, it's a PlayStation franchise. I thought it would be on HBO, kind of like The Last of Us, but I guess maybe they just had a different agreement when it came to God of War specifically. Who knows? I mean, then again, Sega could probably... I mean, then again, Nintendo is having different companies handle different movies, so it doesn't really shock me that much. But it's one of those things I just kind of... You would think they just have it as the same studio, just go to the same people. Also to not confuse the shit out of people when it comes to... And also, it's not like Last of Us and God of War are really connected in any major way. I mean, really, the only games that I have seen God of War and Last of Us cross over in is Astro Bot, and even then, that's not... I don't really count that. That's just a robot pretending to be Kratos or Joel. Oh, even then, I don't think... Was there an Astro Bot for Joel in Astro Bot? I don't remember. I know there's one for Ellie, but I don't remember if there's one for Joel. It would make... I don't see why they wouldn't have one for Joel. He is the main character of the first game. And they had both they had both Peter and Miles for Spider. But then again, they had to add that in DLC, which is... Yeah. Which is really interesting that they had to do that. But I think it also is because of licensing agreements with Marvel. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities on that one specifically. But I look forward to God of War on Amazon. I know it's just going to be an adaptation of 2018, but there are parts of it that I'm very curious of what they're going to do. Like, just how much of the game are they going to adapt? Because 2018 to me is one of those games where I really feel like you should do the side content too. in order to get, like, the full experience of it. Like, you know, doing all the side quests and stuff like that. Nice. But I also know that it is very unlikely that they're going to do every individual side quest. You know, like, I doubt they're going to have Kratos going and trying to kill all of Odin's ravens or whatever. I don't see the point in that. Alright, hold on. I gotta bitch and moan about this for a second. This combat section fucking sucks. Okay, so what you have to do is you have to grab on this chain and lower the elevator by hand by mashing the circle button. Unfortunately, the skeletons, I guess, are smart enough to stop the fucking elevator, and what you have to do is you have to stop them from doing so. But you seem to also notice another problem here. The ceiling with spikes, mind you, lowers on top of you, and if you let it crush you, it's game over. Now, there is a bit of grace when it comes to the thing crushing you. Like, you'll know it's about to crush you when it shakes a little bit for a few seconds. But the problem I'm dealing with is that for some fucking reason, Kratos will not grab the fucking chain, and it's pissing me off. I think I died like 4 times to this, and because I lost my absolute... There was a point where I almost lost my absolute shit. And the other issue is that there were times where my controller decided to bug out like it was doing in that previous Cerberus section. This section fucking sucks. I don't... And you can say skill issue all I want, I will gladly accept that. But this one was a pain in the ass. I obviously cut out every attempt here because I wanted to get through this. But I wanted to show you the first attempt so you guys get an idea of what happens when it... But this is what I'm talking about. I'm trying to grab the chain, but for some reason, Kratos keeps grabbing the wrong thing, or something keeps getting in my... I keep thinking I'm grabbing the chain, but Kratos is not. And as a result, I'm mashing the circle button before I fully grab the chain. And guess what happens? If you try to grab an enemy that isn't ready to be grabbed, you end up stumbling for a second and wasting time. So... that was the major annoyance I had with this section. This is probably the worst section for me in this Let's Play. I don't recall if I ever had any other issues with this Let's Play. I don't recall ever having any issues with this section before when I first played this game, but again, I don't remember my first playthrough. This one just was a fucking terrible attempt. Oh no, I made it. The other thing is that Typhon's Bane is your best friend here. Why am I not using it? Shut up. I think you noticed that right before I started the section, I tried to upgrade it, but I ended up accidentally upgrading the, not Typhon's Bane. I ended up, I meant to say Kratos' Rage is your best friend. You may have noticed that I tried to upgrade Kratos' Rage, but I ended up accidentally upgrading Typhon's Bane and not realizing it because I got the logos mixed up. That's at least what I'm assuming I did. I don't know if I was trying to do some strategy or something that I wasn't thinking of, but... yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to be, like, dead in front of at least the sides of the chain with, like, that aren't actual chain, because Kratos will not grab it otherwise, and it's so annoying. It's kind of like... It's... I don't know how to describe it, but you have to be pretty much pixel perfect. I also cut it very close here. Another thing is you also have to open the damn door. I didn't realize that. I think I got down here my second attempt, and I didn't realize that I had to open the door too. And then yeah, that's it. That's the section. Yeah, I think the last attempt I almost made it. I made it to the door, and I didn't realize that you had to open the door yourself. So I panicked, and I was trying to mash the circle button, and right when I opened the door, it kills me. You can imagine how pissed I was at that very moment, but I might have just had a bit of a skill issue. I don't know. I'm willing to bet that that's what it was. But I mean, I don't remember if I've ever had problems with that section before the Let's Play, so it's very possible that my first playthrough of this game, I didn't have any issues with it, and it could just be the recording curse finally struck on me. Because there was a few instances where the recording curse kind of just struck. The Zeus final boss is one of those instances, because I think I died like 4 times to him, but then again, I was also just plain reckless during that boss fight. I'll admit that here and now. But I think from here on out, I think I have a relatively easy time. I think I only have like one more major snafu before Zeus. I'm not counting Zeus himself, because Zeus will... I mean, I guess you could say it makes sense that you die to the final boss a few times, because it's the final boss. It's supposed to be the hardest boss in the game. But I'm also not doing really good with the Golden Fleece today. Again, I don't know if I'm just having some weird input lag or something. I doubt it's that, because I never had this problem before, but I don't know. I just suck, probably. I will say I did start doing my test playthrough of God of War 3, because I wanted to make sure I had a refreshed memory for it, and I'm speeding through it faster than I thought I would, because I played for a few hours today, and I already killed Helios. No, Hermes. I legit just killed Hermes. Then again, I think God of War 3 is the shortest of the main trilogy, so... And the most linear, so it's not that hard to know where to go in 3. Like, I think the hard... Because I also wanted to do a test playthrough, because I wanted to be able to unlock all the costumes for 3, because... well, I don't show off. I know I don't show off the costumes typically for the God of War Let's Plays, but 3 is the only one that has them unlocked from the start. It has all of them unlocked pretty easily. The only thing you have to do is beat the game. But I was probably thinking about using an outfit for the playthrough. I don't know yet. I know it's kind of the coward's way out, because that would make the game a lot easier on me. And also, God of War 3 is just the easiest of the main trilogy, to be frank with you. Like, oh, by the way, that's the magic chest, by the way. That's it. Really bothers me that it's scraping right against the Blade of Chaos. Or Blade of Athena, whatever. And you get some free red orbs, too. Then again, I think it was much worse in God of War 1, where they had it, like, basically off of the HUD. For the magic and health meter. I don't remember. I'd have to look at God of War 1. I had to look at the God of War 1 HUD again. But what was I saying about 3? I was thinking about using an outfit for 3 just to kind of speed through the game a little bit, but I'm also trying to decide. I'm still, making that decision. Because if it was something, it would probably be like something like, I think, the Dominus outfit, where my attacks do like 1.5 damage, like 0.5 damage, but I get double the red orbs. But again, I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Don't worry too much about it. Like, I would also probably show off the artifacts that you get when you kill the gods or do certain actions, because I know where they all are, and they're not hard to get. This game has those same things, and I already went over what they do here, but 3 is the only one where I've consistently unlocked all of them. I technically could have cut the part here if I wanted to, but nah, 13 minutes is not a good part length. By the way, I do want to mention, we are actually pretty close to the end of the game. After this part, we only have 3 parts left. So yeah, next week's going to be the end of the God of War 2 Let's Play. And then I immediately jump into God of War 3. Because, yeah, I'm marathoning 2 and 3. I'm not going to do any more God of War games after I finish 3. I'm going to take a break from God of War. I'm still deciding if I am going to do a Let's Play of the remakes when they come out, or around the time they come out, maybe. I haven't upgraded Uriel's head of Uriel, seriously? Like, I looked at him like, eh. I never use it, so there's no point. I don't know if I want to make that a live stream series. I doubt I'll do that, but that mainly because of well, boobs. I don't think I want to make the God of War remix a live stream series because of the boobs alone. I know I haven't really been editing out the chests in this You know what I mean. I haven't really been editing out the chests that much in this game because in terms of, like, my approach to it now is that if it's in gameplay, I'm not going to really worry too much about it. But if it's, like, a cutscene or something like that, especially a CG cutscene, then I'm going to worry a little bit because, you know, that's a more realistic-looking one. But I don't know why I'm doing this. You don't have to... You have to break that. Get the hell out of there, you idiot! Oh, I know what I'm doing. Yep, there we go. Just killing them. Yeah, so what you have to do here is you have to activate this. And by the way, if you stand on those if you're standing on those spikes when they come back on, you're dead. So for this, what I recommend doing is just getting one chest at a time. And then just getting the hell... Why did I activate the fucking thing? I hate it when I stop time like this. Give me time powers, they said. I'll be extra responsible with them. Because I don't think... The chain is shining like you can break it, but can you? I was swinging at it for a while, and it would not break. Yeah, like, it shakes like you can break it. Get the hell off the thing! But I don't think you can. If you can, please let me know. I mean, what would that do? Would that just disable the spikes altogether and just make it a lot easier? Just get rid of the challenge here? But, yeah, because I'm trying to break it again for some reason. But we do actually need to grab this, because if you forget to grab this, you're going to have egg on your face. Alright. And plus, you can't ignore that anyway, because you need the crank in order to, Yeah, here I go again. Get out of there. By the way, yes, even if you're standing, like, in between the spikes, like right there, like, right where that dead body is, you'll still die. I don't know. That's absolute horseshit, in my opinion. Yeah, like, I wasn't, like, Kratos could walk that off. Fucking baby. Fucking baby. Absolute horseshit. That's what I need. I just need the fucking absolute cinema meme, but it just says absolute horseshit. Because that's what that is. Kratos could have survived that. But you know what? Fine. Whatever. I'm still under the firm belief that Kratos can just die and he'll be right back in 5 minutes. Probably more pissed off and with more upgrades. The biggest mistake will always be killing Kratos, because you know he'll just be right back. He keeps running away. He's like, no, don't, I don't want the circle button. Anyway. But they still haven't confirmed a release date for the God of War remake, so I might be in the clear for a while. Watch what happens the second I press publish. They're like, they're coming out tomorrow. I'm like, what the fuck? Because they said it was like, if Laufey's coming out next February, which, god damn it, now my February is gonna be busy as hell too, because Persona 4 Revival comes out around that time too, and then I gotta play Laufey too. Well, Persona 4, I already know the story of Persona 4. I beat the fucking game. I've beaten Golden, so I'm not too worried about spoilers of Persona 4, except for, you know, any new story content that they add for Revival. If they're adding anything, it doesn't look like they are, but who fucking knows, man? I don't. Atlas might be trying to keep that close to the chest now because of... Well, I don't know, actually. I don't know why they would try to keep that kind of shit close to the chest. I mean, I know they probably changed some in events in terms of, like, translation and stuff like that. You know, so things aren't mistranslated like they were back in the original. Like, certain scenes were seen as pretty, like, by today's standard, probably pretty bad. But, like, I think anything related to Yosuke and, Kanji probably would be pretty misinterpreted back, like, as pretty homophobic back then. So they might change that to sort of not do that. But that's, I don't know. They might do that. I'm not saying that's what it is, but it can be misinterpreted as that. I mean, trust me on this. People have been misinterpreting Kanji, Yosuke, and Naruto for years now, so. You need to run. That was weird. I think what I need to do is that next time I just need to get it halfway, and then I think that's what I needed to do, was just needed to get it halfway and then just fucking gun it. Like, activate the thing and then just gun it. By the way, if you fall into that pit too, you also die. A lot of death in this section. This section is actually pretty brutal at times. Kind of reminds me of the challenge of Hades a little bit. From the first game, from the last game, but probably done a little bit better in all honesty. Oh, damn! Those red orbs were so big it tanked the frame rate. Oh, god damn it. Is this it? This isn't that bad, actually. It's only annoying a little bit if you don't know what to do, which I clearly didn't, by the way, by how I act. Yeah, you need to take that. You might want to grab that with you. So what you have to do here is you have to basically drag this statue all the way across this area. Seems easy enough, right? Seems easy. Just drag the statue. Nothing too crazy. Oh, did I mention the fire? And the enemies? No? Well, they're here. But, by the way, the fire is unavoidable, but you can hide behind the statue to, you know, not take damage. So, yeah, make sure you're hiding behind the statue when the fire comes in its waves. Kind of reminds me of, it reminds me of something, but it wasn't... Dusty Desert, oddly enough, from Sonic 06. Where in Dusty Desert there were these sand waves that would come at you, and you had to like hide behind, and you had to like take the upper path to avoid getting drawn into the sand and into the quicksand, and ended up. Well, I don't think you died if you ended up in the sand in Dusty. Then again, it was Sonic 06, so it probably was a death sentence. And by the way, the statue does get pushed back by the fire when it hits it. So one thing you need to keep that in mind when you do this section is you need to compensate for that, because you need to stand on one button and then the statue's going to go on the other one, and it lowers a grapple point that you can go up to, assuming the enemies leave you the fuck alone. Like, yeah, you don't have to kill the enemies if you don't want to, but for some reason, once you get up here or move the ashes off, once you move the ashes off of the button, the fire stops, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Which is why I decided to go back and try to, for one, get free experience, because I could just take these guys out and get their red orbs for it. I would have upgraded Typhon's. I mean, not. I keep saying Typhoon's Rage. It's Kratos' Rage. Like I'm spamming the hell out of that more than anything. I think that's the only good spell in the game, to be honest with you. I see the merit a little bit in Atlas's Quake, especially once you upgrade it. But like, Typhon's Bane, no. Kratos' Rage, yes. I mean, Head of Uriel, really? Do I need to say it? Have I even used it? I think I've used it like a grand total of 3 times, and all of it was when I first got it. I actually prefer how God of War 3 handles the Gorgon heads, where, you know, it's just they appear in that combat section, and if you happen to do the QTE kill with them in it, you can freeze the enemies for a second, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to hold the button down. You know, it doesn't make it a permanent upgrade. Then again, God of War 3 handles magic in a bit of a weird way, to be honest with you, but I'll get into that when we get to God of War 3. Which I do look forward to. I actually look forward to God of War 3. Not the editing part, though. I'm going to say that now. I think there's, like, 2 parts that I'm not looking forward to editing, because I am probably going to have to edit in-game moves for a while. Because of the simple fact that it's... I mean, not all of them, probably. I could probably get away without doing the Gorgons and, like, the Sirens. But, like... Aphrodite? No. I'd have to edit that shit out. And Poseidon's Princess is definitely an edit. Like, I'd have to edit that out. I don't know how I'm going to edit that out and how long it's going to fucking take me. That's going to be like a week in itself to figure out how to do. Like, a lot of fucking tracking with the... I still haven't decided what my graphic for that was going to be. I'm probably going to bring back the moon from Majora's Mask again. Because that's my favorite thing to use when I edit out nudity in Let's Plays. It's just the moon from Majora's Mask. Because it's so random. Because that's always been that's like my default to go to. That or some sort of related joke from the... Like, I know Dispatch actually came out with a censored mode. Well, it already had a censored mode to begin with, because I played through with the censored mode. But they had, like, a chaotic censored mode. And for some reason, Invisigal's chest is edited out with fucking Charlie's face. And it cracks me up to see that. It's just Charlie's face over Invisigal's chest, and I find that so funny for no reason. It's just stupid. And it's not even him doing like the woo meme, it's just him. It's just Charlie's face. Oh, combat. Oh man, I have like no health. I just realized that. I lost it all in the fires of Olympus. The flame of Olympus. That's next game, actually. I think I get health for killing the Minotaur, or whatever these guys are. I think they're Minotaurs, too. I get a little bit of health. Thanks, guys. God damn, the bitrate. Ah, not this shit again. By the way, you can tell my controller's doing that thing again that I mentioned, because for some fucking reason I'm blocking when I don't mean to. That was actually a reason I had such a problem with Zeus, because my first run of it, I had that happen to me, and I ended up getting myself screwed over because of it. So you can imagine how pissed I was. The second attempt, I actually lost because I actually technically didn't die, but what happened was a glitch that I do show off because, oh man, it's so fucking funny. But I won't spoil what that glitch is. Alright. So now we have a bit of an escape sequence. Dun 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 dun. Okay. Actually, I don't think this is really an escape sequence, because I don't think there's any penalty for taking too long. It just has the epic music for some reason, I think. I think there's no penalty for taking too long. Like, I don't think there's lava or anything like that. I mean, I don't remember. Just... I don't think there is. I mean, I could always just turn around and find out, but I don't know. I didn't do that. Because, for once, I have common sense, I guess. And as a result of me not turning back, I probably missed some chests. That's the... I probably missed the kill Zeus instantly button. Ah, damn it! I do wonder what happens, though, because I'm thinking about this, because I made a joke whenever I talked about missing the crank handle in an earlier section. I wonder what the fuck happens if you don't have that crank handle when it's required. Like, what the fuck does the game tell you? It's like, well, you're shit out of luck. It's like, well, you ain't reaching the Sisters of Fate, dumbass. By the way, I think the reason this part is so long is because I couldn't find a good save point to stop. Because I didn't want to cut off at right after that cutscene, and I also didn't want to cut off right when I got there, so there wasn't really a good time. But it doesn't matter. That is the end of the part. I can tell you that now. Yeah, today was a beefy part, but the next time we meet in God of War 2, we're going to continue on. I believe we need to find a way to ride the Phoenix over to the Temple of the Sisters of Fate, and then I guess talk to the Sisters of Fate and have a nice discussion about my fate and say, hey, don't kill me. I want to kill Zeus. So see you guys next time, and take care.